Number 5, momentum quiz. A 2.1 gram bullet traveling 220 meters per second penetrates or goes through a 3 kilogram block of wood and emerges going 160 meters per second. If the block is stationary and on a frictionless surface, when it hits, how fast does it move after? So how fast, you're trying to find V, does it move after the bullet emerges? Does it, so you're trying to find how fast does the block of wood, how fast does that go? So basically what's happening before, you have two things. You have the bullet, it's going this way with 220 meters per second, and it's going to hit a block of wood that has 0 meters per second, so it's not moving. And then it's going to emerge, so it's going to go all the way through and exit. But afterwards, what happens, since it exits, after going through the block of wood, the bullet no longer goes 220 meters per second, it's going 160 meters per second. So it lost some of the momentum, some of the energy that goes through the block of wood. The block of wood now has some sort of velocity. It's going a little bit. I don't know what it is. This is what I'm trying to find. So the masses of the bullet, 2.1 grams, that's going to become 1, 2, 3, so you have to move this over 1, 2, 3 over. That's kilograms. This, the block of wood, already knows 3 kilograms. Here, still 3 kilograms. And here, still 0.0021 kilograms. So all of the momentum before has to equal the momentum afterwards. mv m1 v1 plus mv m2 v2 has to equal all of this. Afterwards, since the bullet goes through, the masses do not combine. Notice I'm going to put m2 v2 over here and plus m1 v1. So starting to plug things in, I had 0.0021 for the mass going 220. Here the velocity was 0, so that goes away completely. This is just 0. Here the mass is 3 of the block. The velocity I'm trying to find, we'll call it v2, and then the mass here, still that, with the new velocity of 160. So let's calculate some of this. See, 0.0021 times 220. So over here in the beginning, I only had this much momentum. I'm going to keep this v2 over here, 0.0021 times, here's the new momentum of the block, or of the bullet. So now I just have a couple steps to solve for v2. First thing I'm going to do is subtract 0.336, 0.462 minus 0.336. Then the last step would be to divide this by 3. So V2, final mass of the block, just take this and divide it by 3. Final velocity of the block. So again, bullet goes through the block. Of course, because the bullet's hitting it, the block's going to have to move some. The bullet emerges so they are not stuck together. They each have their own velocity. Some of the velocity is lost, 220 to 160, and it's kind of absorbed into the block of wood.